Women are diagnosed with urinary tract infections far more often than men, not because they are less clean, not because they are careless, but because of a 4 centimeter anatomical reality most people were never really taught. And once you understand that difference, you will never look at the female urinary health the same way again. Hi, I'm Wate Nuzo and welcome to Nuzo Wate Talks, a safe space where we talk about the female body without myth, shame, or fear. If you're new here, you're welcome. If you're returning, as you already know, we replace silence with knowledge. Before we compare the female body and the male body, let's understand this clearly. What is the urethra? The urethra is a small muscular tube that carries urine from the bladder to the outside of the body. Urine is produced in the kidneys. It travels down into the bladder where it is stored. When the bladder contracts, the urine exits through the urethra. So to be very clear, urine does not come out of the vagina. I'll repeat. To be very clear, the urine does not come out of the vagina. Women have three separate openings: the urethral opening for urine, the vaginal opening for intercourse, childbirth, and menstruation, and the anal opening for stool. These three openings have different functions, and this clarity removes a lot of confusion. So tell me, how old are you when you first learned that the urine does not come out of the vagina? In the comments, please. So let us compare the female versus the male structure. Now, here is where anatomy explains everything. In women, the urethra is short, about 3 to 4 centimeters. It runs directly from the bladder and opens just below the clitoris and above the vaginal opening. While in men, the urethra is much more longer, about 18 to 20 centimeters. It passes through the prostate gland, then through the length of the penis and opens at the tip. So structurally, the female urethra is short and direct, while the male is long and segmented. Now think about the bacteria. If bacteria enter the female urethra, they only have a short distance to travel before reaching the bladder. In men, that journey is much longer. The length acts almost like a natural protective barrier. This is the main reason women experience UTIs more often. It is not solely about hygiene, it is also about the distance. There is another factor to consider: proximity. The female urethra is located close to the vaginal opening and the anus. That closeness increases the possibility of bacteria transferring from one area to another, which is why advice like wipe from front to back is not random. It is an anatomical logic. Now you understand the structure, the health advice makes more sense, right? In women, the urethra carries only urine, while in men, it carries both urine and semen. So, in men, the urethra is part of both the reproductive and urinary systems, while in women, the reproductive and urinary systems are separate. Same name, different roles. What happens during a urinary tract infection? A urinary tract infection usually begins when a bacteria enters the urethra. They travel upward into the bladder and begins to multiply. That multiplication leads to the bladder becoming inflamed. That inflammation can lead to symptoms such as burning during urination, a frequent urge to pee, lower abdominal discomfort, sometimes cloudy and strong smelling urine. Why exactly do you feel the burning sensation? It is because of the inflammation of the urethral lining. So, the pain is not random, it is your body communicating. Women experience a UTI and they are tempted to think that something is wrong with them or they did something wrong. But as you understand the anatomy, you'd realize that the female body is not flawed. It is simply designed differently. Always stay hydrated. Frequent urination helps flush bacteria out. Avoid harsh cleansers around the urethral area. Urinate when you feel the urge. Please try not to constantly hold urine. But if these symptoms persist, please try to see a healthcare professional. So tell me, do you think we need more honest anatomical education for girls? If yes, tell me why in the comment section. And if no, also tell me why not. I'm open to learning. Okay? Now you have an understanding of the female anatomy. You can stop blaming yourself for biological realities. Instead, start making informed decisions. If this video helps you understand your body better, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button so that you don't miss future videos on the female body and wellness. And if you want honest conversation about the female body, please try to visit the channel again. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.